Right, here I am, yeah, I know, Suffolk Triumph again. Year of the Naughty Boy bike. Well, what am I on? Well, look at this. Yeah, it's the new Triumph 765 Street Triple RS. Marvellous. I mean, just look at it. It's in bloody marvellous red. Oh, turn the ignition on. Brrr, ting. Yeah, wake you up. Oh, then I've got to turn it on, haven't I? Like that. Yeah, good afternoon, it said. Oh, look at that. Just like the Tiger. Let's have a look, see what it goes like. Oh, I'm feeling very naughty today. Oh, it's very smooth to get going. Oh, we've got cars though. We've got cars everywhere. So let's see what we go like. Nice and sensible, Tim. Oh. Oh. That's marvellous, isn't it? Look at that. Well, what have we got? So, this is the real competitor, I guess, because this is the closest in CCs to the Hornet. Yeah. Except, of course, this is a few £1,000s more, about £3,000 more, a bit less than 3,000. I'm exaggerating. Calm down, Tim. But something like that. Anyway, we've got bar end mirrors. I just need to adjust that one a little bit. That's better. There are a few rozzers about today. Oh, handle just tips in. Yeah, feels dead solid, like it's on rails. Sounds quite nice. I forgot where I was. Yeah, so the Hornet, yeah, this is about 130 brake horsepower. Yeah, I know. 80 newton meters of torque. Yeah, not quite as much torque as the Tame, but there you go. It's only got a few miles on the clock, so I'll have to be careful most of the time. But Jake said, don't worry too much, Tame. He said, don't worry too much. So we can have a little bit of a blat. Yeah. But we'll be sensible about it. There's so much traffic about. But there we go. Yeah, was it 18? It might even be 19 newton meters of torque, but that's only at like 9,500 revs. And really, we don't want to be getting that close, not with the new engine in. So, yeah, we've got the Game Boy Dash, yeah, bar end mirrors, and all the usual stuff, yeah. Nothing too fancy like the 1200 RR, but it's got everything you need. Dead comfy. Sort of slightly frog-legged and slightly forward, but a nice position to be in if you want to be naughty, I think. Yeah. Obviously it's got the twin headlamps, but we'll see that when we do the walk round. And I do like the colour, this bloody marvellous red. It's one of my favourite. This appears a little bit deeper. It might be because it's more shapely than the RR, I don't know, but it feels dead solid on this road here, and we're staying well within the speed limit, you'll notice. But boy, what a bike. Yeah, it does feel nice, I can say that. And once I've ridden the Hornet, I'll be able to tell you as a comparison, but you'll have to watch the Hornet video for that one. Yeah, marvellous. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go down the dual carriageway, yeah, we'll do the Washboard Road and the Suffolk Road. Yeah, how about that? Yeah, because we've been going down to Waldringfield in the well, the weather's been crappy. Yeah. Brakes, fine. Do you know what? I don't even know if it's got a quick shifter. I guess I'll find out. We'll get down here. Nice and round. Yeah, quick shifter. It doesn't go bad, does it? Not bad at all. Feels dead solid. And the air is all clean that hits you. So, for whatever bizarre shape it is at the front, and I can't remember to tell you the truth, it's obviously not affecting the air too much. Very smooth. Like I say, clutch light as a feather, gearbox, quick shifter up and down. Typical Triumph, like I've said before, but their quick shifters are phenomenal. Clean 99.9% of the time. The handling is so precise. It goes, you think, I've said this before, it's the same when you ride horses, I know. You think where you want to go, and that's where it goes. Yeah, and that's where a lot of people get into bother, isn't it? Because they look where they don't want to go, and they worry about going in that place, and consequently, inevitably, they do. Yeah, it goes on a bit. I like it. This is proper naughty boy bike. Yeah, not massive like the 1200, where if you did the same, you'd be in serious bother unless you were on a track. This is just marvellous. And so we're on the washboard road now, and see how that suspension deals. It's absolutely fine. Of course, the road gets worse. It's a little bit jarring, but not much. Doesn't affect the handling. The bike stays solid. And the bumps get worse as you go. But engine braking's good too. And then we're on the brakes, and absolutely fine, no trouble. But of course, we live in Suffolk, don't we? Hot brakes are red hot. And because we live in Suffolk, we need to know what it's like on the Suffolk road. Now, this road is hot, bumpy as hell. I haven't been down it for a while. I have this bit, but not the other bit. Listen to that naughty engine. Potholes, because that's the danger now, isn't it? We've got potholes absolutely everywhere. So here we've got cars, we've got bicycles, horses, people, small people. We have had fridges, mattresses, all sorts of stuff. Yeah. Dustbins. Yeah, marvellous. So it's handling this pretty well. We've got gravel and massive potholes in places, and in fact here I'm going to go on the wrong side of, oh no, it looks like that one's been filled. That's good. Oh, but we've got one there, and it just goes a twitch of that throttle and you're away. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull over just here. Just like that, and I forgot where it was, so I was in the wrong gear, but there you go, look at that. So let's see, you've got to have a look at it, haven't you? I forget, side stand down, there we go. Let's have a look, see what you think. Oh yeah, look at that. That's just marvellous, isn't it? Right, get the other camera out. Right, here we are, yeah. Triumph Street Triple 765 RS. Just look at it, yeah, marvellous, in bloody marvellous red. The front, as we know, the bog eyes, yeah, and it doesn't interfere with the wind, it gives you no bad air at all, so everything that hits you is clean, which is really quite refreshing, yeah. Twin brakes on the front, Brembo, upside down forks, that little cowl at the bottom there, little scoop, that exhaust, quiet but a nice noise, yeah. We've got a car coming, so I'm just going to have to stop a moment. Single disc on the back, swing arms, quite fancy shape, isn't it? And Olin monoshock behind, little foot pegs there for Mrs. Tame. I assume there's a little seat that goes on there then for Mrs. Tame, and of course it's got the tailbone, the stinger that the 1200 has, yeah. And what we got down here, quick shifter, of course, absolutely marvellous. You know, it's a look you either like or you don't. And do you know what? I wish that they would do an RR version of this with a fairing and a round headlamp like the 1200. That would be marvellous. Don't know what size the wheels are, so I'm sure you'll catch up with TMF and he'll tell you all that sort of bump. What I'm all about is the senses, and so I'm going to get back on board and we're going to go through the senses. Yeah, marvellous. Let's just have one more look at it before we do. Let's just get round here, have a look. It's marvellous, isn't it? Right, here we are, back on board. Yeah, get my glove on, ignition on, ding, everything wakes up. There we go, and we're off. And we're on to the sensors down the bumpy Suffolk Road. What's the naughty boy bike like? Through the villages and the bumps and the horse poo and the horses. It's a pity we didn't meet a horse to find out what they thought of it. But anyway, taste, well, this would taste of candy, wouldn't it? Definitely. Oh, it just tips in. Even at slow speeds you don't feel like you'd fall over. I keep forgetting about the quick shifter, but we'll pub, marvellous. So yeah, that's what it'd taste of. Smell, well, I can tell you this is a brand new baby and it smells absolutely marvellous. Yeah, it does. It is a cold day today still, I know, we've got snow coming, marvellous. know we've got a car. We might have to find out what it's like at overtaking. So, yeah, no problems for overtaking. Sorry, I've got my visor up and down a hill. Oh, we've got another car, and of course this just highlights the problem, doesn't it, of what we're dealing with. Whatever bike we get, we've got cars everywhere. I wonder if I can get past him before we get into a 30. Yeah, I reckon I can. No trouble. So then, what we're on to, touch and feel. Well, it's triumph. I know I keep saying it, and I know people keep ribbing me about them being overpriced and everything, but it is just quality. It feels quality. Everything you touch on it is just marvellous. So yeah, it's bloody marvellous, Red. Bloody quality. That's just fantastic. And then, what are we on to? What does it look like? Well, it's subjective, isn't it? Very subjective. I think it looks nice. I do. I know it's not classical, but as far as motorbikes go, I can imagine this with that fairing on that's on the 1200 and a round headlamp, and it would be the bee's knees for me. Yeah, it would. And then what have we got? We've got sound. Well, it's that triple engine, and it does sound very, very nice and very naughty. And it's an engine that you're going to be able to use an awful lot of its power, because it's not that 1200. You're going to be able to have a bit of a hoot and a bit of a play with it. Yeah, and I think with a pipe on it, it would sound even better. Yeah, so that's sound. You know, the manufacturers, they've got a job to do, and that's get it through emissions and underneath the permitted noise levels. So we'll get down here. Oh, the brakes, red hot. But that brings us onto the sixth sense. How does it make me feel? Well, I think you know how it makes me feel. It makes me feel a little bit naughty, a little bit wild, young and carefree. Yeah, but it is so pleasant to ride at normal speeds as well. So yeah, it is marvellous. I'll be interested to see how the Hornet feels compared to this. I don't know how many breaker. Oh, we've got Rosas. Well, that's spoilt it a bit, hasn't it? Yeah, that's spoilt it. He's following that car. I don't know why this car's only doing 62 here. But that's really gonna blown it. How does it make me feel? Well, it makes me feel guilty with the Rozzers behind me. Yeah, that's for sure. Certainly no naughtiness at the moment, but it does make me feel naughty. Well, it always comes back to the same, doesn't it? When you test a bike, you've got to take it back. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm taking it back for some other lucky devil to ride, no doubt. So I'll finish with a little bit of a rundown on it. The brakes, clearly designed for much quicker speed than I'm doing at the present. Oh, we've got a Seat in front. They're normally driven by youths at great speed. That's my experience of them. Oh no, it's raining. Right, so yeah, rundown. What have we got? We've got Game Boy Speedo display. Yeah, no doubt you can adjust that and make it whatever you want it to. But that's reminds me of the Tiger. Yeah. It's got all the information you need. We've got bar end mirrors, which are adequate. Yeah, can see everything out of them, both sides. I'll just give you a wipe just in case you're getting some splatter. Basic controls, high beam, up, low beam, modes. Yeah, we're in road mode at the moment. You can see a little picture of a road. Maybe I ought to put it into rain mode. Road's pretty dry still at the moment, so I'll not bother. And yeah, a key. I've got to say, you know, it's all fancy having these things. I've had more trouble with keyless ignitions. Not that they've gone wrong, just that I forget that where the bloody key is. I just have to hope it's on my persons. Yeah. But there you go. I do like to have a key. I'm an old-fashioned guy. What can I say? So, yeah. We've got quick shifter up and down, of course, and marvellous brakes. And it goes like Billy-O. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of these flying around, I think. But like I say, it's that time, taking it back. I've really enjoyed it. I think it's a marvellous bike. The price point, it's about the same price as a T100, but a very, very, very different bike. I love my T100. I'd love this, but I've an awful feeling that I would get into serious bother with it. Not from the handling. It handles like a dream. The brakes are red hot, but it does encourage you to go on a bit. But saying that, it's very sensible to ride in town amongst the traffic. Yeah, So there you go. So let's have a little look at it. Just here. Straight into neutral. There we go. Side stand down without even looking. It's always a good sign. Put it over. Turn it off. And let's go around and have a look. Because you know, I've already said no centre stand. But what a marvellous, marvellous bike. Thank you very much, Triumph Street Triple RS.